How could you possibly stop worrying about your weight? How could you possibly not care what you look like or get upset and ashamed about how you look out in public, how your loved ones will perceive you? For a long time, and I think for a lot of people, that seems impossible. For a long time, for me, it seemed impossible. I felt like I would always just be worrying about what I look like, how much I weigh. And as long as I can remember, I've struggled with it. And during the pandemic, I really struggled with my weight, as like a lot of people did, like a lot of people talked about the COVID-20 or whatever, the COVID-19, the 19 pounds you gain if you're lucky enough to be in lockdown and not out on the front lines, fucking risking your life. For me, it was more like the COVID like 85. I think I gained about 85 pounds during the last 2 to 3 years. And this wasn't uncharted territory for me until about 50 or 60 pounds. And then everything above that, I've never weighed more than that in my life. This is the most I've ever weighed. And it started really getting to me. Like, that, it was a huge struggle. Every day I felt like I was helpless to stop this because I was so sick of yo-yo dieting, of like committing to count calories or do keto or intermittent fasting or whatever the fuck, and doing that for a while and losing weight and then just gaining it all back. I was so tired of that cycle that I just decided to stop doing it. But when I stopped, I didn't fix or change any of my mindsets or behaviors about eating. So I just continued to gain weight. I gained a lot of weight. And all the weight that I gained and all the time that I spent like agonizing over this made me seek out a therapist, not for the first time in my life, but for the first time to talk about my self-image, losing weight, and my self-esteem. And for my whole life, I was so afraid to talk to anybody about this, even a professional. But for whatever reason, enough was enough, and I just decided to get help, get some professional help. And one of the main things that I learned in therapy was something you may have encountered before if you've dug around in this space, which is that acceptance is the first step towards change. And I like the sound of that because as someone who has always worried about what people think of me, just the concept of acceptance is like a big breath of fresh air. It's like, it sounds so fucking nice to accept myself and be accepted by other people. But that didn't make sense to me for a long time. Like, I really went back and forth all throughout therapy. If you could ask my therapist, she would tell you, if she was allowed to tell you, she would tell you that we went back and forth in this like so many times over the course of so many months about how is it possible that acceptance can be the first step towards change? Like, acceptance seems like the opposite of change. Like, if I accept myself how I am now, like if I truly accept myself, I'm not gonna want to change. Like, I'll lose motivation to change, right? This is what I thought. And deep down, like, I recognized that, like, that fear of losing my motivation to change, that's not acceptance, right? Like, true acceptance would be letting go of that fear, even the fear that acceptance will keep me from getting what I want. And so what I did, what helped me, just really out of desperation, out of spending so much time and mental energy like in this back and forth, was just to temporarily give up the idea that I wanted to lose weight. Like, in the service of truly accepting who I am and what I look like right now, which doesn't have to be who you are and what you look like forever. Security guard came up here with me. Maybe she wants to know about acceptance. Anyways, what was I saying? And that was a hard thing to give up. just after so many years, almost my entire life of holding on to that fear of what people would think of me, fear of people judging me based on how I look. Like, that's hard to let go of. Like, even though on some level you feel like, damn, like it would be amazing to fucking not care about what people think. It's really hard to let go of, to try. But that's what I tried to do. And I'm still working through it. And it has gotten a lot better. It's really hard to let go of, like, going out in public and adjusting your shirt. So, like, whenever you move, so that it's, like, not too unflattering, or, like, I don't know, having a habit of smoothing your hair, or, like, any of the things that you do, like, habits that you picked up, or walking around, like, sucking your stomach in a little, or when I was in middle school, I used to, like, I thought I looked better from the front than from the side, so I would always try to, like, I would like move, turn around so that people could see my front and not my side. Or maybe it was the opposite fucking way. But anyways, clearly, it doesn't fucking matter. I thought that it mattered for a long time. Thinking about, like, when I have those thoughts, when I have those, like, fears, and just, like, assuring myself that I look good. I love myself. I like how I look. Even just trying to adjust or correct those thoughts has helped a lot. And it has also allowed me to approach and consider approaching weight loss from my own perspective. Like, considering, like, whether I want to lose weight, whether weight loss is important to me, and if it aligns with my values and things, the way I want to live my life, then thinking about how I can do that in ways that serve me instead of ways that sabotage me, bring me down. And if any of this resonates with you, I would invite you to at least consider the possibility of temporarily letting go of your desire to lose weight and trying to get comfortable with how you look right now. I think, even though that sounds a little bit crazy and is super hard, it's helped me a lot. And if it sounds interesting to you, maybe it can help you too. Alright, that's all I got for now.